Hari Om. Welcome you all to this Ola Sanskrita Sahitya Rasaswada series. We are reading Abhijnana Shakuntalam of Mahakavi Kalidasa, and I could somehow complete the fourth act last time. So we will start with the fifth act today, Panchamo Ankaha. Let us start with a prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Let us start. We are starting the fifth act today, and fifth act is, as if an antidote to the fourth act. Fourth act has been full of pathos, and in a way monotonous. The 20 odd verses, most of these verses are Shakuntala ki bidai hai, so all tears trickling down, right? And I'm sorry I became very emotional last time, but fifth act is very, very dramatic. It's exactly the countering the sentiments of the fourth act. Fourth act was very pathetic, Karuna Rasa Purna, and now this is like a friction. Fifth act comes as a friction. But this is a very dramatically very, very important act, and let us start reading that instead of talking too much in the generalities. Let us start reading it. Panchamaha Ankaha Tatah Pravishati Asanasthaha Raja Vidushakascha. So we have seen this stage direction multiple times. Tatah Pravishati Raja and Asanasthaha. If he is Asanastha, he can't enter. If he is entering, he should be walking. He can't be Asanastha. That means the curtain goes away, it is taken up or it is removed sideways, and we see Asanastha Raja and Vidushaka attending him. Vidushakaha Karanam Dattva, to lend an ear to. See, this is the phrase, right? Karanam Da or Karanau Da, to give Kan Deun Aikane, So to lend an ear. In English also we have this phrase, Karanam Dattva Bho Vayasya Sangeeta Shalantare Avadhanam Dehi. Bho Vayasya. We have seen many times that Vidushaka and the king are bosom friends. It's not only because they gel or they are aligned mentally, they are of the same age also. And therefore Vayasya, it is not only Surud or Mitra. There are so many words in Sanskrit for a friend. Friend, only one word. But then we have so many words in Sanskrit and all are meaningful. So Vayasyaha is Tulya Vayasa Tulyaha. Samavayaska. Vayasa Tulya is Vayaska, of the same age. Otherwise you can have my little friend, your son can be your little friend, your grandchild can be your little friend, right? But they can't be called Vayasya. They can be Mitra, but they can't be called Vayasya. So Vayasya has to be of the same age. And then we have a very nice word for friend. Surut also is there. One who is Shobhanam Hridayam Yasyasaha, and Sakha, Sakhin. Sakhin is the word. So both these, who are the Sakhas, they share the same ecosystem. Kha is the ambience. Kham, Samanam, Kham, Yayoho, Te Sakhayo. Okay, and therefore those who share the same ecosystem, same ambience, same environment, same upbringing, all that. So that becomes Sakha. Okay, so Bhovayasya Sangeeta Shalantare Avadhanam Dehi. Just listen to Avadhanam Dha. Listen to Avadhanam Dehi. What? Sangeeta Shalantare. There is Sangeeta Shala, and in Sangeeta Shala something is going on. There are some indistinct sounds they are listening to. So Karanau Dattva or Karanam Dattva. Please listen, O Vayasya, O friend. something is happening there. I heard some indistinct but very sweet voice, and maybe Kala Vishuddhayaha Gitehe Swara Sanyogaha Shruyate. When I talk of Sangeeta Shala, I think it is in Mayamatam or something, some Vastu text. When a king builds his Rajadhani, there is Rajadhani, there is Nivasa and Vilasa. The palaces are also of two types. I think it is Mayamatam. Nivasi palace, that is residential, and Vilasi, that is a pleasure house. Like we have Samudra Griha, lake palace and all that, like that. And the Rajadhani has to have a Natyashala, Nyayashala, and then Vedashala. I mean, these are the shalas. Shala is not, as we say in Marathi, Shala, that is school. These are constructions. Shala Nirmana Sukta. In the Atharva Veda, we have Shala Nirmana Sukta. It is not necessarily building of a school, building a Imarat khadi karna, constructing some structure, that is called Shala Nirmana. So what a king, the Rajdhani, must have, it must have a Nyaya Shala, it must have a Natya Shala, that is Sangeeta Shala. And in the palace itself, because Bahuvallabhaha Rajanaha, and these, women are having good taste, and especially in the royal families, the ladies used to have either Sangeeta or Nritya or painting. These are the arts which they were adept in, they were skilled in. For example, we have Malavikagnimitram. Malavika, she is a very good dancer, right? We have done Malavikagnimitram here. She was a very good dancer. She is also princess. So some kala, some art, performing art, they were all skilled, especially the royal ladies. And now he says, Vidushaka says, Kala Vishuddhayaha Gitehe Swara Sanyogaha Shruyate. I can listen to Swaranam Sanyogaha, the mixing of swaras. Swaras are the 7 swaras, and their aroha and avaroha, So Swara Sanyogaha Shruyate. Of what? Giti. Gitehe. So Giti is from Gai, Bhavektin, and this is like Gana or Geetam. But instead of neuter gender, if you use feminine gender, right, Striyamtin, then that adds some softness to the Gana. That adds some nazakat. Nazakat, madhuriya, more madhuriya to the Giti. So, and Kalidasa is fond of the word Giti. We have seen in the first act also, Aho Raga Parivahini Giti, when the Sutradhara and the Nati, they enter, and the Nati sings a song for Grishma Rutu, if you remember that. Last year we did it, February. So, Aho Raga Parivahini Giti. So, Raga Parivahini Giti. So, the Giti, the Gana, is so beautiful that the Raga is overflowing from that. Paritaha Vahati iti. Overflowing Raga. Okay? Raga Parivahini Giti. Then Apsaro Giti. Arya Chando Visheshaha, Apsaro Gitihi in, I think, Vikramorvashiyam. So, Giti is the word which Kalidasa loves. So, Gitehe Swara Sanyogaha Shruyate. And how is this Giti? Kala Vishuddha. There is a Visheshana of Giti. This is Vishuddha Giti. Very pure, very refined, very refined. Kala is avyakta madhura dhvanihi. Kala is the verb also, kal. Kalayati, from that we have kala, and we have kala from kam, sukham, lati, iti also kala, okay? Kam, nama sukham, kam brahma. So kam, sukham, lati, la adane. So that which brings happiness to you, that is kala. And kala is a verb also, kala is a noun also. As a noun it says avyakta madhura dhvanihi. It is avyakta, asputa, not very clear, indistinct, and madhura, sweet. And it is said it is mandra dhvanihi. It is not a tara dhvani, it is mandra dhvani. Mandra dhvanihi. Mandraha kantha madhyasthaha tara shirasi giyate. That is what in the Sangeeta Shastra it has been stated. Mandraha kantha madhyasthaha. It comes from kantha and tara shirasi giyate. I don't know. I am not a musician. I am not a vocalist. Okay. And neither I am instrumentalist. Okay. But then this is what the Sangeeta Shastra says. Why I am saying all this? Raghava Bhatta says this, number one, and that also throws light on the various sciences and the kalas Kalidasa is master in. This in a way speaks of Kalidasa's wisdom, Kalidasa's expertise in so many branches of learning, is it not? So this is not only Vidushaka saying it, this is Kalidasa saying through Vidushaka, Kala Vishuddhayaha Gitehe Swara Sanyogaha Shruyate. So this Kala Nirhada, it is something like a jingling, soft, tinkling sort of sound that is called Kala. Kala Rava, we have the word Kala Rava. Rava is voice, Rava is sound. Kala Rava, Madhura Rava, Madhura Dhvani. It is Kala Kinkini Rava. There is an Anuprasa. Kala Mekhala, Kala Kalaha. So these are the various words. I think this is Shishupala Magha. Kala Mekhala, Kala Kala. And a lady who has a woman having very beautiful, sonorous, sweet voice is known as Kalakanthi. Kalakanthi. A person is Kalakantha and a woman is Kalakanthi. So very sweet, sweet voice. So Kala Vishuddhayaha Gitehe. So Giti is of 4 types. Somewhere, in the notes, in Kale's notes, at the back, he has given the 4 types of Gitis, and these are like Shuddha and all. So Shuddha, Bhinna, Gauda, Sadharani, Panchadha Gitihi. Panchadha Gitihi Giyate. So these are like 4 types of Giti. So that is also given there. Okay, Kalakanthi. And Gitishu Chatvaro Varana Bhavanti. And Giti has 4 Varanas. Giti has 4 Varanas. And these are Yadaha Bharataha Sthai Tathaiva Sanchari Yatha Roha Avarohana. So Sthai Bhava, Sanchari Bhava, Roha, Aroha and Avarohana, these are the 4 Varanas of Giti. Later on we will have the word Jane Tatra Bhavati Hamsapadika Varana Parichayam Karoti Iti. So Varana, Giti has 4 Varanas. So Hamsapadika is practicing the Varanas. That means she is practicing the Aroha, Avaroha. These are the 2. And the Sthai and the Sanchari. How to bring out the Sthai? By singing. And how to bring out the Sanchari, the Vyabhichari Bhava through the songs. So this is 4 types. Gitishu Chatvaro Varana Bhavanti. Okay. And then this is of Shuddha, Bhinna, Gauda, Sadharani, etc. This is Panchadha. That is Raghava Bhatta telling you about Giti. So, Jane Tatra Bhavati Hamsapadika Varana Parichayam Karoti Iti. Perhaps Hamsapadika is doing practice of Riyaz. We call Riyaz, right? Music ka practice ko Riyaz bolte hai na. So, Riyaz kar rahi hai Varana Parichayam Karoti. Where? In Sangeeta Shala. So, Avadhanam Dehi. Just listen to that carefully. Tushnim Bhava. Now you don't say anything. Let me listen to that. Till now, only the indistinct sounds, some alapa, etc. are coming. But now in the Nepathya, we hear the entire verse, the song which she is singing. Hamsapadika is not shown on the stage. What is the necessity? None of Dushyanta's wives come on the stage. Not even Vasumati. They are referred to sometimes, but nobody comes on the stage to avoid that embarrassment and the awkward situation, which we already faced in Malvika Agnimitram 2-3 times. Iravati and Dharini coming, and having a fight, and then Iravati catching Agnimitra red hand with Malavika, and then taking out her Rashana to beat him and all that. So that is very awkward and embarrassing position. And Agnimitraha Padayoho Patati and all that stuff. So we can avoid. Kalidasa has matured from Malavika Agnimitram, which was his first drama, to Vikramurvashiyam, the second one, where also, the queen and Urvashi, they have one scene commonly shared. But now in Shakuntalam, he has matured to the highest level now, so he doesn't bring in any of queens of Dushyanta on the stage. Okay, so Hamsapadikayaha Geetam Nepathye Shruyate Tushnim Bhava Yavadakarnayami Akashe Giyate. So you hear the sound, not only the king and the Vidushaka, the spectators, the audience, they listen to this in the theatre. Abhinava madhulolupastvam tatha parichumbya chuta manjarim kamala vasati matra nirvruto madhukara vismrutosi enam katham. Very beautiful verse, very beautiful. I was searching for a book called Panchapadesha Shastri, but I think I haven't brought it here in Kerala. It's there in Borivali house, my Mumbai house, I don't know. Somebody had gifted me that book some 40 years back, and that had some, I tried to search it today morning before coming to the class, but I couldn't find it there in the room in my office. So that has a very nice, poetic analysis of this verse and the next verse. Basically the next verse, Ramyani Viksha Madhuramscha Nishamya Shabdan. But Ramyani Viksha, if you are analyzing that, you have to refer to Abhinava Madhulolupa. Without this Shloka, you can't go further. You can't get the whole purport of the next verse unless you first analyze this one. This is a very beautiful verse. This is a type of sarcastic remark by Hamsapadika, a sarcasm towards Dushyanta. The verse simply says, it is addressed to a bee. How is the bee? Abhinava Madhulolupa Madhukara. Madhukara, Madhukaroti iti, a bee, honey bee. And how is this honey bee? Abhinava Madhulolupa. Lolupa is a frequentative adjective from lumpa, that is to get attracted to. So Lolupa, getting attracted time and again. To what? Abhinava Madhu, to the new Madhu. New Madhu means some flower has blossomed newly, and so the Vihaya, the older one, the Madhukara, goes to the new flower to suck the juice, the nectar from it. Okay? We have seen Madhukara right from the first act, if you remember, right? A black bee hovering around Shakuntala, and then Dushyanta saying, Vayam Tatvan Veshan Hataha Madhukara Tvam Kalukruti. Oh, you could do what you wanted to. You are hovering around her, you are Karane Gunjanam, then you are touching her lips and this and that, And I am sitting here, I am standing here behind the trees doing nothing, though I would have loved to do all these things. So Dushyanta, I have said that time also, and if you listen to my Ola class sometime 4-5 years back, that was science and symbols and something significance, symbolism of Shakuntala on one of the Kalidasa dinner. I did that lecture and I had posted that, right, Vaishnavi? We have posted that in the group also. So in that also we have said that, Dushyanta is likened with Madhukara. So what are the symbolisms of these pratikas which Kalidasa uses? It is not just a pratika, they stand for character. Mrugi, for example, it stands for Shakuntala. And Madhukara is for Dushyanta. So, Abhinava Madhulolupaha. Hey Madhukara, how are you? Nava, what is that? He said, Nava Nutana Pushpa Rasatrishnaha. Raghava Bhatta comments that in this manner. Abhinava, that is Nutana. Pushpa Rasa Trishnaha. One who is thirsty of sucking the nectar, the juice of the newly blossomed flower. In English, we have to explain in 2-3 sentences. In Sanskrit, Nutana, Pushpa, Rasa, Trishna. One Samasika Shabda. 4 simple words. One Samasika Shabda, Samasta Shabda, and you require 2-3 lines to explain that in English. That is the beauty of Sanskrit in brevity. Beauty in brevity. Brief. That is the samasta. Okay. So, hey Madhukara, Abhinava Madhulolupa Madhukaratvam, Tatha Parichumbya Chuta Manjarim. Once upon a time, you kissed Chuta Manjari, the mango blossom, Tatha, in that manner. Tatha. Tatha is what? You can't explain it. It is an inexplicable word. Tatha, in that manner. Paritaha, asamantat. Parichumbya, not only in a paritaha chumbya. Tatha paritaha samantat chumbya, parichumbya chuta manjarim. Now, O Madhukara, kamala vasati matra nirvrutaha. Now you are contented, satisfied in staying vasati matra. In what? In Kamala. There is no chumbana. You are just staying in the Kamala. For Chuta Manjari, there was chumbana lingana kriya. Okay, so that making love to the Chuta Manjari is, the Amra Manjari, which dangles with the wind, with the breeze in the air. It has that, what you can say, a fickleness. It has that Navatarunya, Nava Yauvana, newly blossoming flower, that sort of Chuta Manjari. And Kamala is always there, fully bloomed Kamala, And there the Pankaja, in the Pankaja, the Madhukara will do only the Vasati. There is no Chumbana Lingana Dikriya. So in Chuta Manjari, you loved that Chuta Manjari so much once upon a time, but now you have forgotten that. Vismritosi enam katham. Now you have forgotten that Chuta Manjari and you are contented in staying with Kamala. This has 2 meanings, For Hamsapadika, when she is singing it, she is taunting the king once, few days back perhaps, few months back. She is the younger queen. Vasumati is the older queen, okay? And she is the younger queen, and therefore you loved me so much, but I don't know why. You have forgotten me, it seems, and you are content with Vasumati, staying in Vasumati's palace and neglecting me. You have forgotten me, you have neglected me, and you are content only staying in Vasumati's palace. But I am here pining for you, I am craving for you, and I am being nostalgic of all those lovemakings of you. Once upon a time, I was your favorite queen. What happened now? Okay, what happened now that you have forgotten me, you are neglecting me, and you are happy with the elder queen. So this is not just a Savati Matsara. This is not just Savati Matsara. Hamsapadika was really once upon a time a very favorite queen of Dushyanta, as it is very clear from this verse, this song. But now somehow or the other, she has been thrown in the oblivion. She is not taken care of, or I mean, whatever is courteous behavior of the king, he will be doing that. The Dakshinya, no, Stri Dakshinya, Baimbikanam etad vratam. That is what in Agnimitra, Malvika Agnimitra also says. Baimbikanam etad vratam Stri Dakshinyam. So that the king will be doing, he can't insult any of his queen because he's Paurava, he is Abhijanavan Bharata. Therefore, the minimum courteous behavior is there, but that sort of love is not there now. So this is a sarcasm towards, taunt towards Dushyanta, that you have forgotten me and you are content with the elderly queen. For the readers, for the spectators, they are aware of the curse. They are aware of the curse, and therefore they would now have it linked with Shakuntala. So the Abhinava Chuta Manjari, what is the recent love, the new love of Dushyanta? That is Shakuntala. All the spectators know about it, right? Hamsapadika doesn't know, because king himself has forgotten, and he had warned that Vidushaka, when he went in the second act, that parihasa vijalpitam sakhe paramarthena nagrihyatam vachaha. First of all, he was telling Vidushaka that I am in love with this Shakuntala, the hermit girl. And then, if you remember, second act, this Dushyanta, Vidushaka commented that, what is that? Pinda kharjura udvejitasya tintinyamiva abhilashaha. One who is eating all the time sweet meat, Pinda Kharjura. Sometimes he would like to eat something tangy, tamarind-like thing, no? Mouth-watering. So your love for that hermit girl is like that. You are already having so many good wives in your Antapura, and now you say that you are loving this. So this is a passing phase for you. This is like, tintini, little khatta mitha, but that is not an everlasting thing. And still Dushyanta was, he was swayed in the love for Shakuntala, but then when the Pinda Prasadana Vrata and all that, Dushyanta's mother called for Dushyanta, and Dushyanta's presence in the ashrama was very much needed by the rishis to protect the yajna in the absence of Kanava. So then Dushyanta sent this Vidushaka as good as his son, as good as his brother. So he is treated as a son by Rajamata, and therefore he sends him, and while saying, he says, aho ayam vachalaha. This person is very vachala, very talkative. He will go in the Antapura and tell something, there, Dushyanta is in love with that hermit girl, this and that, and therefore he wants him, parihasa vijalpitam sakhe paramarthena nagrihyatam vachaha. So he himself has not told anything to anybody. So Hamsapadika doesn't know of his recent love, the new love, but the spectators know it. And therefore the Chuta Manjari for the spectators could be Shakuntala and Vispritosi Enam. So this has a hint that he is going to forget when Shakuntala stands before him. In the fifth act, we are seeing that though Shakuntala comes in person there, he fails to recognize her, because he has forgotten her. So Vismritosi Enam Katham, this rings bell in the minds of the readers, in the minds of the spectators, that he is going to forget, he is not going to remember Shakuntala when she is presented before him. Okay? So this has two meanings in that manner. So, Vismritosi Enam Katham, and you can read Raghava Bhatta's commentary on that. Tatrapi vasati matram, Kamala vasati matra nirvritaha, So, tatrapi vasati matram natu madhva asvadaha, tenapi nirvritaha. There is no madhu asvada. You are just staying. There is no madhu aswada. You are not sucking new, what is that, the juice or the nectar, the honey from that. Tathapi nirvritaha, tathapi sukhitaha. So you now crave for only, that you are no longer a passionate lover. That is what she wants to taunt him. You are no longer a passionate lover. Once upon a time, you were like that. So, ateva madhukara iti sa abhiprayam. So, sa abhiprayam. So, this is sakuta visheshana, as it is said. So, abhinava madhulolupaha tvam tatha parichumbya chuta manjarim kamala vasati matra nirvritaha madhukara vismritosi enam katham. How could you forget that chuta manjari? Enam katham vismritaha asi. Raja says, Aho raga parivahini giti. What this giti, this gana is full of raga, full of emotions, full of tender feelings and sentiments. Vidushaka wants to taunt him again and he says, Kim tavad gitya avagataha akshararthaha. Have you understood the meaning of the words of the song? Or are you just carried away by the beautiful notations of the song? It is not only the melody, it is the words which are very, very meaningful. Did you understand the meaning of the words? Vidushaka is very clever. He could understand it very quickly that this is a taunt to the king. Smitam kritva, Raja, smitam kritva, sakrit krita pranayoyam janaha. Ayam janaha, that is Hamsapadika. That Hamsapadika, Sakrit Krita Pranayaha. I loved her once, Sakrit, so passionately, but I loved her only once. Tad asyaha devim vasumatim antarena mahad upalambanam gatosmi. And now she is taunting me greatly, mahad upalamba, mahad upalamba, upalamba and upalamba. Upalamba, upa plus lambha, labha, that is to get something, and upa plus a plus lambha is taunt. Just add that a upasarga and the meaning changes. Similarly, next he says, Sakhe madhavya madvachanad uchyatam hamsapadika nipunam upalabdhasma. In the very same dialogue, there are these two words. I just want to draw your attention to these two words, upalambhanam and upalabdha, both from the same root, upa plus lamba, okay? But it is upalabdha and upalabdha. There is a meaning change, variation. Upalambha and upalambha, the meaning changes. Upalambha is upalabdha, getting something, acquiring something, obtaining something, but upalambha is getting taunt. Not just getting something, it is getting taunt. Upalambha is ulahana in Hindi, ulahana dena, sarcasm, tomna marane. Marathi, tomna it is said. Taunt, tomna and taunt are phonetically similar. And upalabdha and upalabdha again. Upa plus a plus labha becomes upalabdha, again taunt. So, I can draw your attention to my Nirukta class. Sagarika, you remember? So, Nirukta class, na nirbadha upasarga arthan nirahuhu iti Gargya. Gargya said that upasargas, if they are attached to the words, they are meaningful, otherwise they are meaningless. But see, these are a iti arvagarthe, and then all the 22 upasargas, Yaskacharya gives the meaning thereof, and Yaska refutes the Purva Paksha and says that upasargas are meaningful. If they were not meaningful, the variation in the meaning of the words wouldn't have occurred just by an insertion of an upasarga. Right? So, upalabdha, upalabdha, upalambha, upalambha, the meaning changes altogether. Sakrit krita pranayoyam janaha tadasya devim vasumati mantarena. So, with reference to Vasumati, Mahad upalambhanam gatosmi, I am getting a big taunt from her. from Hamsapadika, because I loved her only once, so passionately, but only once. Thereafter, I didn't look at her, and therefore she is taunting me like this. So Madhavya or Madhavya. Normally Vidushaka's names are based on spring season. Vasanta, Vasantaka, Madhava, Madhu, Madhava, these are the months of spring season. Madhu is Chaitra and Madhava is Vaishakha. And Chaitra, these are the old names of the months, like Chaitra, Vaishakha are called Madhu, Madhava. So Madhava, Madhavya, or it could be Madhavya, but Madhavya is also okay. So related to Madhava, that is Vasanta Ritu. Sakhe Madhavya, again the word Sakhe, Samanam Kham Yayoho, Sakhe, Vayasya. See mark the words which Vidushaka and king use for each other. It is not just Mitra, okay? Sakhe Madhavya, Madvachanat Uchchatam Hamsapadika. You go and tell her on behalf of me, Nipunam Upalabdhasmaiti. I got your taunt. I got your taunt. Madhukara, Vismritosi Enam Katham. You are addressing it to Madhukara, but it is directed towards me. I got it. I understood your taunt. Go and tell Hamsapadika that I have acknowledged your taunt. Okay? Yad bhavan adnyapayati utthaya. So he gets up from king's side and goes and then says, Bho vayasya gruhitasya taya parakiyaihi hastaihi shikhandake tadyamanasya apsarasa vitaragasya iva nasti idanim me mokshaha. Very beautiful sentence, a long one, unlike Kalidasa, but very nice sentence. Bho vayasya grihitasya tadyamanasya vitaragasya idanim me mokshaha nasti. Okay. When she has seized me, now she is not seizing me parakiya hastaihi. She will seize me when I go there. Do you think that she is going to welcome me? Oh, come, king's friend. She will give me one beating first through her sakhis, through Kanchuki or somebody, Now you remember me, like that. Because when the king is not going to Hamsapadika's palace, his friend will also not go. So, ab yaad aa gaya. Itne din kahan the? Right? So first I will get a beating from her, parakiya hastaihi, through her sevakas, parakiya hastaihi, shikhandake, having my tuft, shikha, shendi dharun. She will not do that. She will ask somebody to catch hold, seize my tuft of the hair, and tadyamanasya, once I get the beating from her, then nasti me mokshaha, then getting release from her is very, very difficult. Now once I go there, oh vayasya, I will be stuck there. You forget me now. For next few hours I won't be here. That's what he wants to say. And that is very, very essential. Vidushaka's absence in the whole fifth act is recommended. He should not be there at all, and therefore this is being manipulated. And this comes in such a flow of actions, Hamsapadika getting insulted and therefore she is furious because of negligence, she gets furious. And therefore she accuses the king. It is all so natural. And now after listening to that, king just can't sit quiet because he has to acknowledge, I got your taunt. I'm sorry for that. But I do acknowledge it. And he himself won't go. So he has to send his bosom friend Vidushaka. And once the Vidushaka goes there, there is no moksha. From Hamsapadika's sevakas, tadyamanasya, grihitasya shikhandake, parakiyaihi hastaihi, me idanim mokshaha na shakyate. Like what? There is an upama, apsarasa vitaragasya iva. a person who is Vitaraga, one who has renunciated or is being detached, dispassionate towards the worldly affairs, even such a person, if he is held, or if he is seized by an apsaras, then he also doesn't have any escape from her. This has a reference to Vishwamitra and Menaka. Is it not? This has a reference to Vishwamitra and Menaka. Readers know about it. We all know the story of Vishwamitra and Menaka, through whom Shakuntala was born. So Vishwamitra was also Vitaraga Muni. He was a dispassionate Rishi, Muni, practicing penance. But the moment Menaka came in front of him, he was seized by her beauty. He was totally captivated by her glances and by her sportiveness and all that. And no moksha, he forgot about his liberation, his tapas and everything, So like a sannyasi, like a muni who is being seized by apsaras and can hardly escape from her captivating smiles and captivating clutches, similarly, I will be now stuck up with Hamsapadika in her court, in her palace, not court, in a palace, and now for next few hours of my friend, you will not be able to see me at all. When I will get released from her people, I don't know now. So, a long time, till the entire fifth act comes to a closure, Vidushaka doesn't come back. Vidushaka is sent there only to give the message, Nipunam upalabdhasma iti. But he just can't deliver that message like a postman and come back. He will be treated nicely. He will be treated nicely by Hamsapadika. After long time he has come. So, अच्छी खातिरदारी करके उसको भेजेंगे वापस, है ना? And that's why till this time I won't be available. So forget about me now and just pray for my safe return. That's what Vidushaka must be saying, smilingly. That is Vyanjana. So Vitaragasya iva nasti idanim me mokshaha. Gaccha nagarika vrittya samjñapayayenam. Go and tell her very politely. Nagarika vrittya. Nagaraka or Nagarika. Vatsyayana in his Kama Sutra has a definition of Nagarika. Nagare bhavaha Nagarakaha. Nagaraka eva Nagarika. So Nagarika is a citizen. Basically we say Nagarika Shastra, It's the civil science or civics, we call it civics. So how one should behave in a city. So like a citizen, like a polished person, you tell her in a very polite manner, in a skillful manner. Don't just say, king got your taunt, okay, bye. It's not like that. You just try to please her and then, you know how to please the queens. You have been in my company now. So you know how to talk to her. So go, but Nagarika Vrittya Samudnyapayena, make her know. Samudnyapaya Nijanta Prayojaka. Okay, so that she should know that I have been taunted and I have known your taunt. I have realized that. Kahagatihi, okay, there is no other go. I'll have to go and get beatings from Hamsapadika now. Kahagatihi, okay. Raja Atmagatam. Kinnu khalu Geetam evam vidhartham akarnya ishtajana viraha drite api balavat Utkantitosmi. Beautiful. The sentence itself is so nice and the verse very nice. Evam vidham geetam akarnya. Geetam evam vidham akarnya. Sometimes it is geetartham evam vidham akarnya. But he listens to the Geeta and understands the geetartha. Right? He listens to Geeta first, Karanau Dattva, First Swara Sanyoga, Varna Parichaya, only the melody is first, and then Avahitam or Avahitaha Arthaha, and then he said Nipunam Upalabdhasma, etc. Right? So it is not Gitartha which he listens to first, it is Gitam. So instead of Gitartha, the Pathabheda which we should go for is Gitam Evam Vidam Akaranya. Next sentence he said, next word, Ishtajana Viraha Dhrute Api. Even in the absence of the separation from the dear one. Ishtajana, dear one. Viraha, separation. Rute api, in the absence of. Even I am devoid of the separation from any of my near relative. There is a near relative who he is separated from, his own wife Shakuntala, but he is under the prabhava of Durvasa's curse. He doesn't even remember that. So, as far as he can remember, I am not separated from anybody who is very priya to me, very dear to me, and yet why this type of Gita when I hear, it makes me so perturbed. I'm very uneasy after listening to this song. Why this uneasiness? Why this sort of nervousness? Why this sort of, some type of anxiety, some type of utkantha, balavad utkantitosmi. I'm very much, what you can say, perplexed, confused, and nervous, anxious, balavad. Too much. Though there is no viraha, ishtajana viraha dhrute api balavat utkantitosmi. Athava and apicha. Last time I was telling you, apicha. When this comes, there is another thought to the whole thought process, another facet of the thinking. So this gives you another thought, and that's a very beautiful verse. रम्याणि वीक्ष मधुरांश्च निशम्य शब्दान् पर्युत्सुको भवति यत्सुखितोऽपि जन्तुः तच्चेतसा स्मरति नूनमबोधपूर्वं भावस्थिराणि जननान्तरसौहृदानि. भावस्थिराणि जननान्तरसौहृदानि becomes a key word, key sentence which gives you generalized statement called Arthantaranyasa Alankara. This is Arthantaranyasa. Bhavasthirani Jananantara Saurudani. Sauruda, friendship. Jananantara, in previous birth. Anyat Jananam. Now the next Janana you don't know. What is going to happen, it has not yet taken place, but the past life, something has taken place. You sometimes vaguely remember it, sometimes you forget it, but sometimes the Jananantara Sauruda, the friendships created in the previous births are there, settled in your bhava. They are stationed there. They are stationary there. What does it mean? You must have had some, contacts, some associations, some connections to some people in your previous birth, and therefore when you meet them now, without having been introduced to them any time before, you feel a sort of, affinity towards the person. Have you experienced it? Yes? ऐसा अनुभव किया है कभी? Sometimes you feel, you are meeting the person for the first time, but how and why I feel that I know this person for ages? ऐसे लगता है कभी कभी? That is bhavasthirani saurudani. You don't remember, maybe in previous birth, in the birth previous to that, 4 births prior to this birth, you were friends. You were sakhis, you were mother and daughter, you were father and son, father and daughter, whatever. Some sort of associationship is there. We forget that because we get on new bodies after every birth. Right? Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. But our linga deha, philosophically, our vasana rupa deha, it is manopradhana. And therefore those impressions, they station there, they halt there, and in some other birth, they just come out. They just get manifested. And therefore, sometimes you go to a very different place altogether. You are visiting the place for the first time in your life and you feel, oh, I have been here. When I came here, I'll tell you my experience. When I came here, I have told you, right? In 2013, June 2013, it's 12 years now. I came here for the first time to see some manuscripts in the library here, the palm leaf manuscripts. And when I went to the Mana, Melpalur Mana, I had a feeling I belong to this place. I was seeing the place for the first time. But I had a feeling I belong to this place. That time I had no idea whatsoever that after 5 years, I'll be back here. And then 2018 I came here. It's almost 7 years now I'm staying here. So sometimes you go to different places and you feel you belong there. You see some alien person, somebody introduces you, meet so and so, and you feel as if, oh, I have known this person. Not in this life. The history goes back to previous lives. And this happens many times after listening to some Ramyani Viksha Maduransha Nishamya Shabdan. Ramyani Vastuni Viksha. Like I saw this Ramya Melpalur Mana and I fell in love with this place, right? And I thought, oh, I must have been a dasi here, maybe jhadu kar rahi thi, I don't know. Some chechi here, I don't know. But I feel I belong to this place. So Ramyani Viksha Madhuramshcha Nishamya Shabdan. So after seeing some very charming things, very beautiful things, or after listening to some melodies, Nishamya Shabdan, Paryutsukho bhavati yat sukhitopi jantuho. Howsoever sukhita, howsoever happily disposed a person may be, he becomes paryutsukha, he becomes little bit agitated. Paryutsukho bhavati, agitation. Paryutsuki bhavati is another Patha Veda. Paryutsuki bhavati. If it is Paryutsuki, it becomes a Chvi form. Abhuta tadbhave Chvihi. And there is a lot of discussion. I'm not going into that because that discussion maine nahi rakhta hai kuch. The bhava is more important than the mere grammatical discussion. Raghava Bhatta says, Paryutsuki bhavati, why do you need a Chvi form here? Because Sukhita is already given there. So, na paryutsukaha, aparyutsukaha, that sense is already displayed and manifested by clear-cut word like sukhita. And therefore it is paryutsukho bhavati and not paryutsuki bhavati, whatever is that. So, howsoever happy a person may be, after seeing some things or listening to some melodies, he becomes agitated. What is the cause of that agitation? That lies in the abodha purvam, the thing which is not realized by him now, but that might have been in some collaboration, some alignment, some association to the past life. Tachetasa smarati nunam abodha purvam. Something in distinct past might have happened and the mind recollects that. The mind gets, what you can say, linked with that sort of experience because bhavasthirani jananantara saudadani. So after listening to this song, Dushyanta has become very, very agitated, number one. Why this agitation is there, he doesn't realize because apparently there is no reason for that. No karana. Ishta jana viraha could be one of the reasons, but there is no Ishtajana Viraha. He doesn't remember, but we all know that there is Ishtajana Viraha. Shakuntala Viraha is there. Somehow he has forgotten, and therefore that Viraha is making him little asvastha. This in Marathi we have a very nice word for this. Ek anamik hurhur. Hurhur vatne. Hurhur. You can't translate that, anamik, you can't name it. But you feel, something is disturbing you. You are not, otherwise you are happy, all things are going on very happily. You as a king, he is doing his own all duties. People are happy with him. His wives are happy, except this Hamsapadika now. But after listening to that song and Vismritasi enam katham, Vismritasi enam katham, maybe that is echoing in the mind of Dushyanta. And therefore he feels little disturbed, agitated. What am I forgetting? Have I forgotten something? Have I forgotten somebody? But he can't recollect anything. He is trying hard. But nonetheless, he has become very, very disturbed. very very agitated. शांत पाणी असे एकदम दगड टाकला की गढूळतं आणि तरंग उठतात त्याच्यामध्ये, तसं त्याच्या मनाचं झालंय. शांत सगळं व्यवस्थित चाललेलं आहे वरवर पाहता, पण आत काहीतरी दडलेलं आहे, विच ही डझंट नो. वी ऑल नो. So something like this bhava sthirani jananantara saurudani, this Valimbe's edition, he has quoted a verse from Tennyson's poem. He has quoted here. We'll take up this verse again next time, because Kalidasa himself has so many other quotations, to this, like unmana prathama janma cheshtitani asmarannapi babhuva raghavaha. Raghavaha api unmanaha babhuva. In Raghuvamsha, Rama became unmanaha, not in his mental disposition. Unmanaha, his mind is thinking something else. Raghavaha unmana babhuva. Then in the Raghuvamsha again, manohi janmantara sangatidnyam. It is the mind which knows the sangati, the association of the previous births. Janmantara sangatim janati. Manaha eva janati. So Tennyson's poem, Valimbe has quoted, and it reads like this, tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. When a person gets disturbed, tears start trickling down. Sometimes he doesn't know the cause, the reason why there are tears, Sometimes he knows, sometimes he doesn't know, but he feels like, just crying and venting out his emotions. Tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. Tears from the depth of some divine despair rise in the heart and gather to the eyes. They rise in the heart and gather to the eyes. The tears, they gather to the eyes. In looking over the happy autumn fields, and thinking of the days that are no more there. So some things, which have occurred in the past, you see something now, and then tears just start gathering in your eyes. So this is something, that you can't explain it. This is inexplicable asvasthata manasaha. So aswastyam manasaha, the mind becomes very perturbed, mind becomes very agitated, and that's why you can't figure it out. With this we close for the day. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.